Good evening and welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Friday, October 3rd, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. Commuters who frequently cross the Deerra River are excited for the commissioning of the new bridge, which is scheduled for Sunday. Vice President Jagdeo has confirmed Guyanese will receive another round of cash grants by year's end. Police are cracking down on minibus drivers who continue to overcharge passengers, reminding operators to stick to the official rates. And the lawns of the Indian Cultural Center in Georgetown came alive last night with a dazzling staging of Leela. The commissioning of the new Deerra River Bridge is just around the corner, set for this Sunday, October 5th, and commuters who cross the Deerra River regularly have shared their excitement with Ignite News, anticipating a transformation in how they travel.
Am I going to be at the opening of the new Deerra Harbor Bridge on Sunday? Yes. It's one thing the people of Region 3 and 4 should look forward to. It's a major development for our country and its future. Look at it.
It's clear from their words that the new bridge will have a significant impact on daily travel for thousands of commuters. The opening event is set to be a major celebration, and in an exciting development, Ignite News will be live at the commissioning ceremony this Sunday. All members of the public are invited to join in the historic moment and for the first time, walk across the bridge before it's fully opened to vehicles. Guyana is taking another step forward in strengthening its maritime sector. Today, the Ministry of Public Utilities and Aviation, together with the Maritime Administration Department, commissioned two state-of-the-art pilot boats, the Hydromet and the Hydromet. The vessels were officially launched during a ceremony at the Transport and Harbors Goods Wharf. These boats are designed to improve safety and efficiency on the Deerra River and along Guyana's busy coastline, supporting the vital work of guiding ships into port. Officials say the addition of the Hydromet and Hydromet represents a significant investment in Guyana's blue economy, at a time when maritime activity is growing due to trade, shipping, and offshore development.
Permit me to now turn our attention to the two vessels that are now added to Maritime fleet. The contract for the construction and delivery of the Eco 50 pilot boats to MARAD was entered on the 21st of June 2024 for the sum of $5.048 million. They were subsequently named Haima and Hayakwa. These are indigenous names of two tributaries in the Deerra River. These names not only honor our rich heritage, but also recognize the contributions of our forest peoples to the development of our nation. These vessels are sisters to the Arapaima. However, modifications were done based upon our experience and performance of this said vessel. Needless to say, they are more suited to the local conditions with improved operational capabilities.
The commissioning of these vessels comes as the government continues to modernize port facilities and strengthen Guyana's capacity to handle larger vessels and higher traffic volumes.
In the shipbuilding sector, if you apply or you order or you try to build a boat, it's a long line. And that line has also a queue that you join. And that queue takes you no less than 3.5 years. No less. Smaller vessels, and these may be around that. But for the larger ones, generally shipbuilding after COVID went to a grinding halt. A number of the shipyards that used to make these vessels, they went bankrupt. So the few that remain across the globe, it was very difficult to build new vessels. That is why celebrating today, because in 2023 to now is a short period of time to have these newly built vessels delivered. Folks might not understand what goes into the shipbuilding process, but if you study the sector, you'll understand why it is an important thing, and we should congratulate OSEA and their management for delivering these two vessels to Maritime Administration. Our government, the PPP administration, has now brought this fleet now to 5. as I was told. But when we took government in 2020, most of the vessels that we had operating were refurbished vessels, and we had trouble to make them operational. Which brings me to the point, and I will join Minister Edgell in saying that the maintenance of these vessels is critical.
Officials emphasize that the Haikawa and Haima are not just vessels, but symbols of Guyana's commitment to building a safer, more efficient, and modern maritime sector. With the country positioning itself as a regional hub for shipping and trade, these boats are expected to play a vital role in ensuring safe navigation and smoother port operations. Today's commissioning signals progress and pride as Guyana charts its course toward a stronger blue economy and a future of sustainable growth. Vice President Jagdeo has confirmed that citizens will receive another round of cash grants before the end of this year. Responding to questions at his weekly press conference yesterday, Dr. Jagdeo assured that the government will deliver on its campaign promise.
Whatever the president said on the campaign trail will be done. Whatever the president said on the campaign trail would be done. We are a party. Once we say things, we get it done. We're very tight with making promises.
Dr. Jagdeo reiterated that citizens of Guyana will benefit from a number of cash grants over the next 5 years.
There will be, this is a 5-year term we have. There'll be several cash grants in the 5 years. So don't worry about it. There are 5 years term. This is not a 3 months term that we have now. We haven't even started the 5 years as yet.
Nobody said mulling before.
Mulling, yes, mulling. He's mulling, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is that whatever the president said, I told you, will be delivered.
The vice president also dismissed claims that the government intends to pay $200,000 per household before year's end. His comments follow debates sparked by a news article quoting Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat, which carried the headline, "All cash handouts will leave Guyana poorer." The ministry later clarified the headline misrepresented Minister Bharat's views, noting he had cautioned against relying only on cash transfers to spend all revenues. Officials point out the Guyanese have already benefited from payouts, including a $100,000 cash grant in October 2024, which reached about 600,000 people. Jagdeo's confirmation now makes clear that another grant is expected in December, as previously hinted by President Dr. Irfan Ali on the campaign trail. In honor of Pinktober, a month dedicated to breast cancer awareness, Ignite Television and Impressions have come together to spread a powerful message of hope, love, and strength. Today at the Kingston Seawall, we took time to wrap the I Love Guyana sign in words of inspiration, celebrating the resilience of those affected by breast cancer and reminding everyone that we are in this fight together.
Impressions is a proud supporter of breast cancer awareness for the past 18 years. This has been our CSR campaign to support events like this. We started our campaign of simply wrapping of trees along Main Street with First Lady of Guyana, and now we're here today with wrapping of the One Guyana sign.
Each word added to the sign is a symbol of solidarity, expressing our collective strength, compassion, and determination to continue fighting.
This year, Ignite Television and Ignite News have teamed up with Impressions Branding to shine light on breast cancer. We believe that spreading awareness can save lives, and so this year the objective is to spread awareness and encourage hope and support for those affected.
Together, we shine a light on the importance of early detection, the strength of those affected, and the power of community. When returned, police crackdown on minibus overcharging. The Guyana Teachers Union responds to claims of absenteeism, and the government has plans to provide new housing support for low-income families.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive.
Welcome back. Police are moving to enforce the 2018 fare structure and protect commuters from overcharging. Following widespread reports of overcharging along major routes, the Guyana Police Force Traffic Department is moving to clamp down on minibus operators who continue to ignore the legally mandated fare structure. That fare table set in 2018 by the Ministry of Business remains in effect today under the Motor Vehicles and Road Traffic Act. Ignite News' Kaylee Carter spoke with the traffic chief and filed this report.
Thank you, Rihanna. I'm standing here at the Stabrook Market just one day after the Guyana Police Force would have issued a warning to all bus drivers, reminding them that they should not charge passengers more than the 2018 mandate.
It must not be unreasonable. So in keeping with that, it was a reminder to the persons who utilize public transportation, specifically minibuses, as to what the fares are. Because it arises basically out of a need at this time. Persons are saying they're being charged above what the fares should be. Now, it's unlawful to charge above because the structure sets out clearly what ought to be the fare to be paid. And minibus operators have to operate within the confines of the law. Because when the consultations were held prior to the fares being approved, the association and all operators were also involved and had an integral role to play prior to its approval. So it's a binding arrangement.
While the Guyana Police Force is committed to ensuring that these regulations are followed, some commuters did share their thoughts and concerns as it relates to the overcharging on bus fares.
Good morning. That I'm just talking like the extra fare that way has been paying, that it don't make no sense because you have to pay like $500 in the night or $300 in the night, which is in the morning you pay $100. And that's unfair because right now we not really get a lot of money here. So it is very unfair that to get in the money, because money is very hard to work for. And to the long run, they want to overload the car them, and you still have to pay the money.
Reporting from the Stabrook Market, downtown Georgetown, I'm Kaylee Carter for Ignite News. Back to you, Rihanna.
Thank you, Kaylee. According to the official fare table, a trip from Georgetown to Tamari should not cost more than $260. A short drop to Providence is $100, while a journey to Wales is $220. And for popular city routes like Kitty or Campbellville, the fare is $100. Police say operators must display the fare table inside their vehicles at all times. Commuters are urged to report any breaches directly to the traffic department at the nearest station by calling 911 or through the WhatsApp hotline at 620-6713. President of the Ghana Teachers Union, JTU, Coretta McDonald, is responding to claims of teachers' absenteeism recently made by Education Minister Sonia Parag. In an interview with Ignite News, McDonald expressed shock at suggestions of responsible behavior, knowing that teachers have genuine reasons to be away from school. She said the minister was briefed about these reasons in each case.
It's fact. The minister should be aware that there would have been several reasons for teachers being absent. Teachers don't just absent like that. There would have been reasons. The minister herself just came out of the Ministry of Public Service, and then she went to local government, and so she should understand that people are not just absent from an institution. I mean, that amount of persons, that large number from a school just like that.
McDonald explained 3 teachers were on weekly council leave, 1 on maternity leave, 2 on medical sick leave, another on administrative leave, 1 on special leave. 3 others were retired contracted teachers who did not receive letters of employment from the Education Ministry.
I think the minister should be honest with the nation. Again, let me say, while it is a worrying concern, the minister should not have gone out there to make that kind of bold, brass-faced statement. In addition to that, we've been saying to the Ministry of Education for a long, long time, let's have substitute teachers. So these teachers are going to be roving. So you don't have them based at one school. They're going to be roving. So when we have a vacancy at one school, we can send those teachers there because they are substitute teachers.
McDonald added that substitute teachers is a solution which may ensure classes are not left unattended in such cases. She said in cases where teachers are absent, students are still given academic duties to perform. As she noted that these are minor issues which can be addressed. She said systems should be put in place to counter these issues. McDonald said the GTU has been writing to the ministry in an effort to continue professional committee meetings, which have not been hosted for some time. The government has started putting systems in place to roll out new housing support initiatives for low-income and vulnerable families beginning early next year. The announcement was made by Vice President Dr. Jagdeo during his weekly press conference yesterday.
The government has already started working at ensuring that we have a system in place that will put in place towards the end of this year, early next year, that can generate the construction of large number of houses swiftly whilst maintaining standards and getting them to stay within the costs that we award them for.
Dr. Jagdeo said in-housing support will be available in all 10 administrative regions and will also extend to Amerindian communities.
You'll see an ad go out shortly where we will be now doing a survey in all of the regions about people who need help in constructing, because we made a promise that we'd assist people who are going to construct new homes. If they're poor, if they're low income level and they need help, they will get the help. And so we will now do a database of all of those people across all the 10 regions of Ghana.
He explained that once the program is rolled out in the 2026 national budget, eligible families will begin receiving assistance. The grants will not cover the full cost of homes, but will help with essential construction expenses. The budget will also include home improvement grants for low-income households in need of urgent repairs, such as fixing leaking roofs to improve living conditions. In the face of global climate challenges, the Hydrometeorological Service of Ghana is pressing ahead, standing strong as a pillar of national service. That was a key message today as the agency launched its 60th anniversary celebrations under the theme, Advancing Our Services, Strengthening Communities. Delivering remarks at the ceremony, Minister within the Ministry of Agriculture, Vikas Ramkisoon, said issues like rising sea levels, shifting weather patterns, and frequent floods and droughts are complex, but will be faced head-on. He also outlined several new systems soon to come on stream.
Very shortly, we will be deploying 2 meteorological buoys in our maritime environment. These 2 buoys will be fitted with all the necessary oceanographic and meteorological sensors that will improve our understanding of our coastal and maritime environment. This is especially important as we continue to advance our oil and gas sector, sustain our fish industry, and enhance our disaster preparedness with respect to coastal and maritime hazards.
The minister noted that the National Weather Watch Center is working with Cuban counterparts to develop a high-resolution, short-range forecast model. This will boost the ability to predict local weather events, such as flash floods, thunderstorms, squalls, strong winds, and tropical waves. The project is expected to be completed in 2026. Meanwhile, Chief Hydrometeorological Officer Garvin Cummings stressed that, given today's challenges, the demand for accurate and timely hydrometeorological services has never been greater.
Let this 60th anniversary not just be a celebration of our past, but a call to action for the future. Let us recommit ourselves, and it's all of us, to strengthening our systems, building local capacity, and ensuring that no community in Guyana is left behind when it comes to early warnings and climate resilience.
As part of the milestone celebrations, the agency also launched its Schools Debate Competition, designed to engage young minds in shaping the future of climate and environmental awareness. When we come back, Leela is staged in Georgetown. Rosanna Fung prepares her back-to-back international stages, and India takes charge in the first test against the West Indies.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Ignite News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. The launch of the Indian Cultural Center in Georgetown came alive last night with a dazzling staging of Leela, the timeless retelling of the Hindu epic, the Ramayana. The performance, part of the center's programming for the Navratri and Dussehra season, drew a large and enthusiastic crowd. Over several dramatic scenes, the play traced the birth of Lord Rama and events leading to his exile, alongside his wife Sita and brother Lakshman. Highlights included the abduction of Sita, the slaying of Jagdeo, and his revival by Ram. Elaborate staging and vivid performances depicted the war between Lord Hanuman and his disciples, and were once demons. The playing culminated in the triumph of good over evil by the defeat of Rawan. Performers adorned in richly detailed costumes brought each character to life. Ram with his quiet nobility, Lakshman with unwavering loyalty, Sita in her anguish, and Ravana with commanding menace. Members of the Hindu community described it as both a religious observance and a cultural reaffirmation, while others praised the moral lessons of Ram's journey. The evening culminated with the symbolic burning of Rawan's effigy, known as Rawan Dahan. Organizers say they hope the staging inspires pride in the Indian tradition of storytelling, while also inviting wider audiences to experience the spiritual and cultural richness of the Ramayana. In sports, Guyanese professional bodybuilder Rosanna Fung is once again making history. The world-ranked athlete will compete this weekend at the Mexico Pro Show Wellness Weekend, one of the most competitive international fitness and bodybuilding federation (IFBB) events in the region. From there, Rosanna will head to Dubai to represent Ghana at the IFBB World Championships. It will be her second appearance at this level and the very first time a Guyanese bodybuilder has qualified to do so twice.
Being the first Guyanese female wellness athlete to make it to the World Championship stages really is a feat in and of itself. Given that we haven't had that representation at this stage before, but I do feel like I wasn't where I could have been when I placed 8th last year, and I do feel like this year I'm in a much better place, and I knew I could have done better, and I have put my head down and I have put the work in, so I feel like this year around it's going to be a very different result, and I'm just very grateful for the opportunity.
Last year, Rosanna finished 8th in the world in the wellness category, standing shoulder to shoulder with the very best athletes across the globe. Her remarkable performance placed Ghana firmly on the bodybuilding map. The Mexico Pro is seen as a major proving ground for elite professionals, often featuring Olympia-qualified athletes. For Rosanna, it will be the final test before she takes the stage in Dubai, where the World Championships are being held.
My main goals heading into the World Championships in Dubai are to keep that feminine aspect of the sport, as well as having all of the right parameters in place and making sure that I meet the requirements for the category, but also adding a bit of flair and grace to the performance and to just carrying the Guyanese flag to this stage and having that representation on such a high stage.
Her journey is being hailed as an inspiring example of discipline, grit, and national pride. Supporters here at home say she continues to show that Guyanese athletes can compete and excel on the world stage. We'll be following Rosanna Fung's progress closely in both Mexico and Dubai. India took firm control on day 2 of the first test against the West Indies in Ahmedabad, piling up a 286-run lead. KL Rahul set the tone with its 11th test century before Dhruv Jurel and Ravindra Jadeja powered the innings with aggressive hundreds. Jurel scored 125 in his maiden test ton, celebrating with an army-style salute, while Jadeja remained unbeaten on 104, raising his bat with his trademark sword gesture. Their 206-run partnership wore down the West Indies' attack on a deteriorating pitch. India closed the day at 448 for 5, with Jadeja batting alongside Washington Sundar on 9. Earlier, Rahul and Shubman Gill added 98 runs, with Gill contributing a steady 50. With 3 Centurions and commanding momentum, India are overwhelming favorites to clinch a 1-0 series lead, while depleted West Indies face an uphill battle. Still ahead, Caribbean Airlines CEO resigns, a deadly U.S. strike on a boat off Venezuela, and a strong rebuke of Russia at a global aviation forum. Welcome back. Caribbean Airlines' longest-serving CEO, Garvin Deerra, has resigned. According to a report from the Trinidad Express, Garvin Deerra has resigned as Chief Executive Officer of Caribbean Airlines after 8 years, making him the carrier's longest-serving CEO. His departure comes months after Prime Minister Kamal Prasad Besesar issued an ultimatum to state enterprises, singling out Caribbean Airlines for years of losses and unaudited accounts. Deerra, former CEO of Digital Play, is reportedly in talks with private sector organizations about new roles. His resignation follows recent change in the airline's board at United National Congress election victory in April. The new board is chaired by Reina Kawasar, appointed in June to replace Shamir Mohammed. Meanwhile, the airline continues restructuring, cutting routes, and canceling events as it faced pressure to improve efficiency and profitability. Finance Minister Devinchna Tanku said he was not officially informed of Deerra's resignation. Still in the region, U.S. military has carried out another strike on what it calls a narco-trafficking vessel in the Caribbean, killing all 4 people on board. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced the attack Friday on social media, saying it was ordered by President Trump. The strike in international waters of Venezuela's coast is the 4th known U.S. attack in the region since early September. All have targeted boats the administration claims are tied to drug cartels, recently designated as terrorist organizations. Hegseth said intelligence confirmed the boat was carrying narcotics bound for the United States. But the operation is likely to heighten tensions with Venezuela, where President Nicolas Maduro has warned of declaring a state of emergency against possible U.S. attacks. Legal experts and some lawmakers are questioning the legality of the strikes. The Pentagon told Congress this week that Trump has determined the U.S. is in an armed conflict with the cartels, treating smugglers as unlawful combatants. Hegseth said the strikes will continue until what he called the attacks on American people are over. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump's administration has frozen $2.1 billion in transit funding for Chicago, according to officials, as the government shutdown entered its 3rd day. Budget Director Roosevelt said the money for elevated train lines was halted to what he called race-based contracting. The move adds to more than $28 billion in funding now withheld from Democratic-led states and cities. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, a vocal Trump critic, blasted the decision as hostage-taking that hurts working families. It follows similar freezes on projects in New York, California, and Colorado. Meanwhile, the shutdown shows no signs of ending, with both sides continuing to blame each other. If the impasse continues into Saturday, it will rank among the 5 longest government shutdowns in U.S. history. Finally, this evening, United Nations Aviation Agency has condemned Russia for disrupting satellites' navigation systems, saying the interference violates international rules. The rebuke came as International Civil Aviation Organization wrapped up its assembly today. Estonia and Finland have accused Moscow of jamming GPS signals in their airspace, claims Russia denies. Recent incidents include one involving a Spanish military jet carrying the country's defense minister. European nations backed by the US and Canada says the interference poses serious safety risk for air travel across the Baltic, Eastern, and Northern European regions. Lithuania reported hundreds of such incidents weekly, nearly 20 times more than last year. ICAO's resolution is the latest blow to Russia, which also failed to regain a seat on the agency's 36-member governing council. Aviation officials warned that GPS jamming and spoofing are not new, but are now occurring at unprecedented levels, driven by global conflicts. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nekram. See you next time for more Ignite News.